So you remember back in the day there were those motivational posters. It was like a sort of black background and there was like this really cool image of like a killer whale or like a great sunset or something like that. And there would just be like one word like determination or prosperity or something like really emotive. And then underneath that there would be some like wanky line about like determination, it's in us all. And these like motivational posters would be in like doctors' offices or I don't know, people who thought they were really smart or whatever. I thought they were pretty funny. Obviously they then became complete and utter memes when the internet started and everyone just sort of made fun of it. But the reason I bring it up is because I think as a social media topic, online topic right now, motivation is like, it's huge, it's growing, it's like all over the place and from a variety of people and a variety of sort of phases in their life are just sharing so much stuff. And I gotta say, like, I'm completely 100% all for it. I never used to be, mostly because I used to be quite cynical. Maybe I didn't like my life that much, I don't know. Maybe I was just a argumentative person, but motivation for me right now is one of my favorite topics on the internet. Sure, there's people who go too far and are clearly looking for attention like any other facet of this life that we live in. But I've managed to curate my social feed to such a point that I'm getting like really good motivation at the moment, and I find I'm really resonating with it, and it's like a really nice thing. I've come to realize as well through the inspirational people that I have the privilege of knowing in real life that a lot of the time people share motivational things and share positive things because it's coming from a really good place, as in they want others to feel as good about something as they do. So whether it be health and fitness, travel, I don't know, pets, family, business, whatever it is, a lot of people share a lot of like positive motivational stuff is because they just can't help but like wanting to share this process, you know, like us as humans, we're made to connect. Like this is just in our DNA, like it's who we are. We're connecting, we're very social animals. So when I see stuff like that, I no longer question it. I think like, wow, that person must really feel strongly about this, and that's a really, really cool thing. I know personally in this whole health, fitness, stronger mindset kind of thing I've done the last 2 years, every time I share something, it's like, I would really love for someone who in a similar position to me or someone who wants to change their lives, I want them to feel as good as I feel in this moment. Like I feel genuinely compelled to share every single workout session that I do. Not that I do, but the thing is, like, if I didn't do that workout that day, I wouldn't feel as great as I did. And I've managed to do that over and over and over. And I just can't recommend this way of life anymore. Sorry, not breaking the law, not taking that call. So like, that's one of the motivations behind me sharing certain things. And I've just come to realize like that is a thing that most people do. So it's a very good thing. But I think what's most important about motivation right now is that there's never been a better time or more needed time for it. Like, there's no denying that we are being absolutely fucked with as humans right now. This whole disaster that came from China, it's got such long-reaching and such like malicious intent, I think, in society. Now, that's not me being a conspiracy theorist, although apparently nowadays if you question anything, you're a conspiracy theorist, which also then proves my point that this is a malicious kind of takeover of people's minds. But motivation is such an important thing because it helps you to understand that you can always do better. It also helps you stay on a path to a certain goal. So if you want to change things and you're having a shitty day and then you're watching mainstream news, which is obviously poison, then you're going to feel shitty and you're probably not going to like be at your best. So you might miss a workout, you might start eating more junk food, you might start drinking more. But I feel like if you can have motivational points in your life, not that you have to like fill your Instagram feed with all this kind of positive affirmations every single day, but just to have them as guiders, or like, they're just so important and they're so relevant right now. Everything that we get shoved into our throats right now from media or just around, like people's general moods, it's not great. It really isn't. And it's understandable that's the way it is, because people feel a bit downtrodden, they feel a bit despondent, they don't feel their best, you know, like obviously lockdowns and all that kind of stuff made people quite unhealthy, their outlooks are quite negative. So there's never been a better time to just plug into a bit of decent emotive motivation. And I say emotive because this life isn't meant to be boring, right? We as humans, we can do so much stuff. We can, like, every single day I feel like I can go and change my course to better or just keep doing good things. And I think when you got that mindset, it is so much easier. But when you got a shit mindset and you feel everything's terrible and everything's dreary and negative, it is so hard to make any sort of change in life. And I totally appreciate people who have real struggles in life and they're coming off a very low base of positivity. Life is fucking hard most times. And then you've got to try and make money. You've got to try, I don't know, find a partner in your life to spend your life with or procreate with, or you've got to like raise your kids right. There are so many endless challenges in this world right now, made worse by this whole disaster that we're living in, which has been perpetuated in many, many ways for who knows yet. But I don't know, if you got to question a couple of things that are happening right now, because a lot of stuff doesn't really add up. But the bottom line of all this is that we can learn from each other. There's people out there who are living amazing lives, and it's not because they're incredibly special or they have some sort of divine gift or whatever. They're just getting on with shit. And a lot of the time it's based around good principles where a lot of good motivation comes from. So rather than scrolling through holiday destinations that you can't afford to go to or won't ever go to, or following people who look incredibly perfect that make you feel like shit, there's a lot of really good sort of practical motivation channels out there online that you can really tap into. Personally for me, because I am a male, I actually tap into a lot of the whole positive masculinity stuff. Now I know in the media, that's a different conversation, getting into masculinity. I'll stop that there. So yeah, for me personally, like a lot of that whole positive masculinity stuff gives me a better understanding of where my purpose is, because every single day, of course, you have, get off the road, bro, fuck. Every single day you have certain challenges that can derail your purpose and derail your goals. So I tap into a lot of those accounts. It's really good. I take a couple of things to heart, a couple of things I ignore. Whatever it is though, I add a few to my day in the morning while I go for a walk, and it just makes me feel so much better. So I'm gonna link some of those below, the things that I find give me great motivation every single day. And also, it doesn't have to be like, people have this idea that motivation has to be like a big talk, or suddenly you've got to like give Anthony Robbins $100 a month or whatever. No, motivation is just something that can just give you a better thought towards something. Like you having a shit day, or you fucking hate a certain client, or you're having problems in your relationship. That isn't forever. It's a temporary kind of thing. And what you do with it is obviously what then defines you as a person. That's a basic motivation. Anyone can tell you that. Any speaker can tell you that. But it's what you do with in your own life. And I think as social media and the internet obviously becomes more and more toxic and people fight about anything on it, it's kind of cool to be able to channel that for something good. That was either the longest car conversation I've had, or that is the least traffic I've ever had, because I'm almost at the office. Anyway, positive video. Hope you have a positive week, and I'll chat to you soon from my car.